You see, I've been communicating with the gunner. The gunner is running the show. He is calling for what type of projectile. He called for shell, 1 second or 1 1/2 second. And the number 5 is going to run back to the ammunition chest, and where the number 6 has cut the fuse to 1 1/2 seconds. The number 1 has sponged out the inside of that cannon, extinguishing any embers and cutting down on that black powder fountain. The number 5 hands opens his bag so that the number 2 can pull out the powder charge, which is then rammed by the number 1 with the end of that, which is a wooden mallet head. And then he would put in the projectile. After he steps to safety, the number 1 rams that home. And the whole time, the number 3 is putting his thumb over the back end, over the vent, to stop any airflow from potentially igniting any of those embers that we didn't have. At the command ready, number 3 and number 4 step in simultaneously. This is where they're preparing the powder charge to be ignited. The number 3 pokes the bag. The number 3 pokes the bag with a long metal wire that goes through that vent, spilling black powder into the breech of the gun. The number 4, if you noticed, after he poked that bag, the number 4 did something with his hand, stepped out and kept eye contact with the number 3. The number 4 was adding the fire, which is the controlled fire, which is a friction primer. This is my display-only friction primer. This is about 100,000 times bigger than the actual friction primer. The actual friction primer about the size of my pinky. It is a small copper tube packed with finely granulated powder, gunpowder, plugged with beeswax, and the very top end is packed with a friction-sensitive chemical, like on the end of a match. Shoved through that is another metal wire, and you saw the number 4 attach that with a lanyard, which is just a string with a hook on it. And he stepped to safety. Nodded to number 3 that the number 3 was safe to remove his hand from the rope, step out, and when the gunner called fire, the number 4 pulled that lanyard. When he pulls that, he shoots a spark, igniting that black powder, shooting a jet of flame into the breech of the gun. Igniting the black powder, which would then ignite the fuse in the whole situation, and a cannon is fired. Long ago, we realized that the friction primer is much more effective than that 20-foot long fuse that you light, you run around behind, something and hope that it goes off. So, I don't know if it's our cannon crew or what that's setting that car up. So maybe this will stop that. So we're going to fire for a final time. For those of you just joining us, I'll repeat my safety spiel. That is, please stay on the steps at all times. This is a loud demonstration, so I'll give you at the gunner's command ready. That's usually a good 5-10 second buffer to plug your ears if you're sensitive. I don't see any puppy dogs or little kids, so but again, stay right here. Gunner, your discretion.
Canister, go!
We give our cannoneers a round of applause, please. So before I turn you guys loose, I'm going to be around for questions for the rest of the day.